Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the lesson My Neighbours. Children, I have already explained you this lesson and I hope it is clear to all. But before we start reading, let us know about the different kinds of jobs people do in our neighborhood. Children, we cannot do everything. We need help to carry out our daily activities. People in our neighborhood provide various services to us. For example, a doctor treats us and gives us medicines when we are not well. A nurse looks after the patients. A teacher teaches the students in a school. Policeman helps to maintain the law and order in our area. Fireman helps to put out fires and save people. A grocer sells food and small household goods. A greengrocer sells fruits and vegetables. A tailor stitches clothes. And there are many more. So, we can see each one does something useful for other people in the community. Community means group of people living in the same place. Now let us read the lesson so that we may understand the topic clearly. My neighbors. Children, we can see there is a picture of a child who is speaking about himself and his neighbors. Let us see what he says. I live with my parents in Lucknow. Renu is my neighbor. She lives with her family to the left of my house. Her father is a shopkeeper. Her mother is a teacher. Her brother studies in class 5th. She is my best friend. So, the child talks about his neighbor Renu, who lives with her father, mother, and brother to the left of his house. His father is a shopkeeper, means he owns a shop. Her mother is a teacher. That means she teaches the children in a school. And then he also says that Renu is his best friend. Then in the next paragraph he says, Sunita is also my neighbor. She lives with her grandparents and parents. Her house is just to the right of my house. Sunita's father is a lawyer. Her mother is a housewife. Her grandfather spends most of his time in the garden. Sunita has a beautiful garden in front of her house. Sunita's grandmother is a writer. She has written several stories. Sometimes she also tells us stories. So, what does the child speak about Sunita? That Sunita is also her neighbor and she lives with her grandparents and parents. Her house is just to the right of her house. What does Sunita's father do? He is a lawyer. Lawyer is a person who practices law. And her mother is a housewife. That means she mainly takes care of her family and manages the household work. Alright? Then her grandfather spends most of his time in the garden. That means he likes to take care of the plants in the garden. And what about her grandmother? Sunita's grandmother is a writer. That means she has written many stories, and sometimes she also narrates stories to him. Like you all enjoy listening to stories, isn't it? Now, look at the next page. Most of the people living around my house are well mannered and helpful. They are all my neighbors. So, we have already learned, children, that the people living around our house are called our neighbors. And the child says all his neighbors are good, kind, and they help each other. Then he says, all places and people living around our house make our neighborhood. Now, this also I have explained you, children, that neighborhood includes all the places and people living around our house. There are many important places near our house, and the people provide various services to us. So, all these comes under neighborhood. A good neighbor is like a boon to us. That means a good neighbor is like a blessing to us. How? Let us see. We celebrate festivals together. We invite our neighbors to our birthday parties, festivals, and other functions. They also invite us to their houses on different occasions. We help each other in times of need. Children, whether it is a birthday party, festival, or any function, we never forget our neighbors. And when we are in any difficulty, we take the help of our neighbors. So, don't you think that neighbors are very important part of our life? I hope you all have understood the chapter very well. Now, please read the lesson again. And your homework is do exercise 1 of this lesson in your EVS copy. That is, fill in the blanks. Thank you. Take care and bye bye.